No T. Gang. First LOL.
Notification squad, baby, let's go. Notification squad, baby, let's go.
No, I liked first.
We got the man with many freaking name in here. We got Raheem. We got Raheem. Hey, Raheem.
No. Hey bro.
But it's Raheem. You tuned in, Gail?
I was typing first, but you type something less.
I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take it. Sorry, I'm gonna want to be when I come in right about here somewhere.
Why don't you play Arena?
God, I'm too good for it. I'm sick of winning every time.
In trying to get some of my friends in here.
Get them in here. Get all your buds in here. I don't have any materials. Don't have very many materials. It's gonna be rough to win this one, boys. Having to win this one the old-fashioned way. Unless they throw a couple bots out there right now. Unless they can get one of these bots they're about to throw out. Oh, it's way over there, darn it. Yeah, I ain't getting no bot. Can maybe go for this, but that's about it. Top 10, Gale. It's right there. I guess I might as well go for it, huh? You see that, Gale? Gale, you see that? That guy there? You tagged me up pretty good there. You're still right around the same area yet, too. I don't think you went very far, do you?
Raheem sent me.
There he was, Gale.
What's popping?
Keeps tagging me up, Gale. Surprising me. Where do you think he's at now? No, he ran off to some bullshit area again. God damn it. Now he's jump heading.
I subbed and liked.
I see a jump pad over here. Oh my god, huh? What the hell?
Raheem, are you in here? Run. I hate Max.
She's getting pretty intense here, Gale. That takes care of that. Still 6 guys though? Holy shit.
On. Raheem.
Well, those two guys over there are going to be blasting here in a second. You'd hope.
Sniper.
Oh, they're going. I can't believe there's this many guys flying around here yet. Oh, that guy's real weak. That guy's freaking weak. I could have finished him, I just didn't want to get sniped.
I'm still here.
That guy's over there just having a good old time. I don't have the most materials, or I'd be using a little bit more, but... You still watching, Gail?
Hey, what's up, Patrick? It's me,
Gail, I'm in the
Mystic
top
Steel.
5, you watching?
He is weak. Patrick, it's me, Mystic Steak.
One-on-one, Gail.
Weak.
Got him, Gail. Gail.
I'm off.
2-kill victory. I pulled it off.
I see it. The other guy, I think, fell from fall damage. And then that guy, you just lasered him.
Gail, I pulled it.
Raheem sent me.
I got victory royale.
Wait, did it take you that long to do that one match?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, then how long did I fall asleep? Because I'm like,
Like
how?
5 or 10 minutes.
Whoa. Jeez, it took you that long? I mean, there was 41 people left when I went to bed.
Are you in the
First
chat,
match.
Raheem?
First match played, first victory royale. So sweet it is. How sweet it is.
Hey, what's
My
up? It's
victory,
me,
you know my
Mystic
record for
Steel.
most victory royales in one day?
Was it like
Raheem.
16?
Solo.
Oh, solo?
9.
9?
Most, you know the most kills I ever got in one solo win?
Yee.
Well,
8. 8 kill solo. That's my number one. That gets the bar a
We
little
get it,
closer.
mister.
See, that moves the bar over a little bit. Now, do you ever think I could do it back to back?
oh no.
Should we see if Doomway wants to do a duos with me?
Yeah. And then KFC
Raheem sent me.
to celebrate a victory.
I don't know, see if he joins right down here.
That was a good victory. That laser at the end. After
That
he
was.
got you with that shot, I'm like, oh, come on, just laser him.
Yep.
Because he got you with that one shotgun shot. We just got a solo victory.
I know, I saw it on the stream.
Oh, you were watching? Good boy.
Pretty sweet victory, huh there, Doom?
Minigun, yep.
Yeah, you don't horse around when it comes to that minigun, that's for sure.
No.
Use code D, nuts.
We're trying to get a duos now, you and me, right here in front of Gale.
Alright.
So we're gonna glide in the air and then, alright?
I'm up now.
We're gonna use the glide in the air strategy.
Alright.
It's the strategy I told you about, but didn't follow
That's how
me.
you get all your wins. You want to learn how to become the master, you gotta learn the strategy. I'm trying to teach it to Gale here. Get him
Within
to become the
Symphony.
master.
Professional.
Get him to try to become the master.
Here, just follow me. I know the.
He's been playing all morning. I come in, swoop in, play one match,
Wait,
spank it.
Kenyon,
Yeah.
are you playing now?
Oh, I
Within.
mean, Pat's probably gonna.
No, I'm playing.
Start playing,
I'm
yeah.
playing. He's just
Alright.
gonna jump out of the bus for me at the very end.
Alright.
Glad in the air.
Hit markers, bruh. Just follow me, and you'll see. Follow, 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 follow.
Just follow Gale and then you'll see.
We will win a good game and get a victory. Ooh.
Played one match and I won one match.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That song is really gonna be a catch.
I played one and I won one. And I played one
And he
I
won one.
How many did you play? 2 and you won 1? No, you only played 1, you won it? Oh my god, you won every one you played. You gliding in the middle of the circle? We're gliding to the hill, we're gliding to the hill. Stay with Gale, he knows the strategies. Is it always nice and cool in your place, or is it pretty hot in there?
Usually pretty cool when we have the air on.
I just want the sweet tooth, Kenyon.
What?
I just want the sweet tooth.
Cool. What goose is the? What goose is it?
Winning strategy coming at you. Best strategy.
Yes.
You want to go for the one right below us? You get the robot right below us. Dive right to the straight to the ground. Straight to the ground.
Alright.
I'll get this other one. You should already be gliding all the way maximum low. And I'm in mine.
Alright, and not mine.
Let's meet up right here.
Alright. I found a few sheds, I'm gonna get this. Alright, I got a burst system.
Brody, don't forget, stop for some maps.
Alright.
Try to save your chug splashes till later in the match.
Alright.
Brody,
Yeah?
when you were watching the stream, did you know why I wasn't there?
Why?
Because I was taking
you
a
took
nap
a nap.
right next to Pat.
Oh.
I had to wake him up for the top 5.
Which when I actually got up instead of watching the top 3.
You coming to this spot yet?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm aware right now.
Sounds good. there's a
you win the giveaway.
big pot up here for you.
Alright.
SMG. Oh, don't stomp out all the chests. Okay, there's some guns here for you. Oh, there's minis back here, damn it. Oh, you already had minis. Okay, good. I can carry minis. You got them? Good. Okay, good. Yeah, I think it's better. 2 robots, I think it's better than 1.
Yeah. You can do double
One of
load.
you can be the gunner on one robot. The driver.
But then you
Yeah,
got...
but I think 2 robots is still more dangerous. Once one of us dies, we'll stay together and we'll jump in, then we'll go to the other one.
I'm gonna sit on the street and scout out.
Gotta stay together though, or they're gonna pick us off.
Is this clickbait? I don't know.
Is it clickbait? I don't know. Is it clickbait? He told me so. Can you
No,
carry?
not clickbait because I'm his nephew and I won one.
What can you carry here? Anything?
It's no clickbait.
Can you carry minis? Can you carry big pot?
I can carry minis.
What about big pot?
In
I
back.
don't think I can. No, I
You
can't.
got room for a big pot. Come on.
I can drop that.
Oh, of course you dropped that.
And keep my AR and my SMG.
You want a pump or not?
Oh, yeah.
There it is.
My friend says it's clickbait, is it? Back.
No, it isn't. No, your friend's lying to you.
Because I won one of the giveaways.
This guy here's already won one, so knock it off. It's all real, boys.
Wait, so how many wins do you have so far in solo? I think you have
Solo?
like 1,000.
Here's another big pot up here, another big pot.
Alright.
When is the giveaway?
Giveaways when me and my duos partner here get a victory royale. Here's more minis if you can carry them. I don't know if you can or not. Probably not.
Oh, no, I can't. I got 2 big pots and 6 minis.
When he win?
Where's my robot?
MM.
Oh, right back there.
Yeah, let's just keep it rolling. Let's just keep it rolling. Right up the edge here. I'm getting my position here, the winning
The
position.
match.
Okay, come on.
Self-destruct
Keep
1.
moving, keep moving, keep going, keep drinking. Oh, I can grab those.
Alright.
Keep her going, keep her going. We're jumping, we're out of there. Did some damage to my robot there.
Alright, I took no hits.
Die.
More of those things, damn it. Here's another big pot if you can carry it.
Oh yeah, I can. I can carry that last one.
I wish you guys the best.
I'm max materials.
Alright.
Thanks for the wish of the luck.
Yeah, thanks for the wish of the luck. There, whoever that is. Raheem, you want to heal up your robot a little bit? Right here. And stand next to this fire with your
You can
robot.
actually heal the robot.
Yes, so come stand on this fire.
fucking gonna do some chores, be right back.
No, you gotta be in it. You gotta be in it.
That is cool.
She's gonna do some chores, be right back.
More minis, but you probably can't carry them.
Oh no.
There's another chest in here. There's another chest under here too.
Ready to hit.
You little stinker.
Oh, you can have like a force field around the
Another
park.
big
like,
pot. Another big pot.
I might be able to carry it. I think I have two. I'm not sure though, I might have three. Oh, no, I have 3 big pots already. I have 6 minis, 3 big pots.
Alright, alright. There's 2 more big pots, dang. Drop them minis and grab these 2 big pots.
Yeah.
There we go, now you're holding the water shield.
You guys are getting hella loot.
That's it right here if you can hold it. Wait, no, wrong thing. Here.
No, I can't hold that.
Alright.
Follow me now, let's stay together. It's all about staying together here now. Slurp. There's a shotgun there if you want it. Purple combat. Attackers, I mean.
Oh no. I have a purple combat already.
Alright. Alright. I guess that's slurp. I guess we're just gonna leave it there.
I don't need nails. Alright, I got 2 slips and 5 big pots.
You got 2 slurps now too?
Yeah, there's 2
Holy
slips.
smacker, you got a lot of shield. I got 6. Chug splash.
Yeah, we're good on shields.
Try to lay low now. Let's try not to be seen or nothing. They're pretty easy to kill. Somebody's gliding in. Somebody's gliding in. I seen a glider. Yeah, there's a llama.
Llama? Oh wow.
Not that we need it, but ammo, I guess. You can take that trap if you want. Take that jump pad if you want it. I already got 1 jump pad.
Alright. Yeah, I'm max material, so I don't even need any. Oh, do we have any shotgun ammo?
Here, there's some guys here. Some guys here.
Alright.
We gotta move. We gotta go now. We gotta go.
They hit my mech a little bit.
Yep, yep. Just keep moving. more chug splash, damn. Keep her going. See, because once they have position on you, you ain't gonna be able to shoot at them. You gotta be on the high ground to shoot down on them.
Yeah.
Let's just see what we see here now. So snipe you right out of there, you know.
Yeah. I'm
And
gonna
that
go back.
new junk rift too is pretty much for destroying robots.
Yeah. I have 2 jump rifts. That's
You
why
got 2 right now on you?
Yeah, I got 2 on me right now.
And then what, you got an AR?
Please win.
I have no AR. I just have a shotgun for my gun. I dropped my AR.
Them junk rifts are pretty good, yeah. You gotta throw them when the guys are in their fort, you know that?
Yeah, I'm gonna wait till the circle gets really small.
We're gonna sit right here. This is where I'm gonna stay, right here. Like right here, squatted down where nobody can see me, right here.
I'm gonna go right back there.
And then we need to get to the high ground.
We should be able, if we come in 2 on 2 and we got 2 good full robots, we should be able to take it down.
Yeah.
We're kind of working together. Because I can see guys over there in the 330, you know.
Everybody put
Here comes a
yeah.
guy, here comes a guy jump padding through the air here, you see him?
Everybody put
Yep,
good
he's
luck
going
in the
west.
chat.
He's going south right now. Do you
Landing
have
in the
any
woods
shotgun
there.
ammo? I only have 4 bullets.
Any what?
Shotgun ammo? I
You only have
have
4
4
bullets?
Yeah.
I just dropped some there.
Alright. Thank you.
That's your only gun and you only had 4 bullets in it?
Yeah.
Holy
Well, I
crap.
had 10 bullets in the gun, but
Looks
like I
like
had
they're
4
all kind of
bullets.
flying over towards the 250. Now another one's knocked. We're gonna have real good chances here. See if we can get a little kind of high. Let me take a scope it out here for high ground here. Oh yeah, right
Alright.
here. We can pound this guy for sure. He's on the move. He's smart. He's smart.
Let's
Get back.
go.
Get back. Don't let anybody pound us. It's gonna have to be high ground like that though. It's a 2 on 1 on 1. 2 on 2 on 1.
Yeah.
If we're on
it's on
level
my-
ground, if we're on level ground, it ain't gonna cut it. So let me actually pull one of these.
Alright.
You can go right up there with that robot. Go right up there with your robot and shoot.
Alright.
Just wait until you see somebody first. This should be high ground though. Yep, they're right down there, right down there.
And right there.
And back there too. One guy on the hill where we just were and one guy here.
Oh yeah, that's it. Got him.
Get the other one here, he's lighting me up. Time to move, time to move. Can't just sit there and let him light us. Time to get out of there. I got 591 left on my bot.
I have 464.
We should build more ramps here. So here, come right up these ramps. Gotta get the high ground on these guys.
You also have run fast.
2 people left. Clutch.
Where they at? Where they at?
There's one guy south. Oh, he shot me down. Oh, there's a guy.
Got him, got him. One more. Let's move a little bit if we need high ground.
Move, move, move. There's one more guy left. There should be an easy done.
Where's he hiding? Where's he hiding?
I don't know. I don't see him.
Just get ready to fire.
Behind the tree. Behind the tree.
On clutch.
Where is he? Is he in the storm?
He's not skybasing.
He's in my bot. This was in my bot. I'm jumping in this bot with you.
Next to him. Alright, go.
He's trying to crush us with that thing. Get him here, light him up. Light him up, light him up. Hit something, you're gonna have to hit a shot here to win it.
Got him.
Got him.
Damn!
Let's go.
Make it rain. You let me.
I had one kill.
I have 2.
There it is, perfect, good match.
Clutch.
We clutched it out, what can we say, boys?
Let's baby!
Wanna eat that mochi stick
Let's
now?
go.
The mozzarella stick? Sure.
Okay, gift me.
OMG.
Wait, that moved my bar a little further. Play one with him
That
now.
was great.
Now Gail's gonna play one with you. He knows the strategies. Just like you know. Just like you know him now. I want to see you two get a win here together.
Yep.
Cat tree.
Kenyon, we got this.
Give me chip.
We have the rest.
Is it time for the giveaway?
Kenyon.
Birdie,
Yeah?
you have the stream up on something? Look at the face cam really quick.
Alright. Oh my gosh! That thing is like the size of a hot dog, not even!
It really ain't. It's really only the size of my palm.
It's so small! How old is it?
It's 10 days old.
God, it was like 1 day old. Come on, Max, where are you at? Yeah, please. Oh, Max, okay, I'll get this
Can we
one
just
over
get
here.
the same one?
No, let's get separate ones, because last game you attacked did a lot of damage. Wait, are you getting that one? Are you getting the one I pinged? Alright, I'll get this one then.
Then we gotta meet up like right here.
Yeah. I'm scared. I'm by factories and retail. I got the map. I'm gonna quickly break this tree and come over to you. I found a house quickly. I'm gonna quickly loot this to get my loot. Okay. Oh, I got a minigun. This will be so fun.
I got a drum gun, it's a GG's, and I got a deagle, it's a GG's, and I got a submachine gun, it's a GG's.
So you got all those GGs. Then coming over.
This is my board now. Remember, go to my marker.
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna get all the stone here. There's so much stone here. I'm gonna master every dude. Did you know if you stomp on a chest, it actually searches the chest?
What?
If you stomp on a chest, it actually searches the chest.
When is the giveaway?
freak are you?
Getting this green tack. Right now I'm coming.
Charger destroyed. FBI, open up! What if this is what the FBI used to, like, open people's doors?
Stop on people.
Wait, how are you jumping and doing that?
Well, you just jump and then click shoot. When you you jump and then click shoot. I just need metal now.
I'm tired of this! Stop! Stop!
How much metal do you have?
Bash the girl site.
I have so much metal. I have 900. Dude, I'm in the casino right now. Yeah, I'm coming. I got Max. Dude, we just missed the Dodge shed over here. There's a blue pump shotgun and a blue combat shotgun in this tiny little shed.
Would you come on?
Yeah, I'm coming. Alright, just had to get that blue combat.
I actually just killed the guy. This is my loot. Because I need some.
Wait, you killed someone?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because it's a GG, I told you. Just listening to myself say that back in replay, I'm kind of disappointed. I don't need the sniper.
You don't have a shotgun yet?
No, I don't.
Oh, you have a drum shotgun. I have a blue combat shotgun and a purple minigun. And 2 jump rifts. Oh, and that max. Chug splashes? No, wrong thing. Here, I'll throw chug splashes at you. Ready? Told you. Hold up, I gotta get out my shotgun. What?
Oh, it doesn't work.
That's rigged. Hey, look at my guy. Or look at my skin. Ready? Look at my skin color. Wait, hold on. Isn't that cool?
Ready for this? we're so gonna get. Brody! Brody!
Kenyon, look at me. Yo, I'm going so fast. Kenyon, no, walk normally, okay? You walk normally and I'll be doing jaywalking, okay? Walk normally, who's faster? Look how fast I am, Kenyon! Look how fast I am! I'm cruising! I'm turning on auto run into the circle.
Brody, I'm coming around the corner. I'm Jason Voorhees. I'm coming for you. Rawr!
Can you look at me?
Wait, look at this, Brody. This one's gonna be awesome. Pow!
Oh god. Wait, Kenyon, every time I kill someone, you gotta do this. I'm a smart robot. Yes, four. On something 10. 11 again. Kenyon, we gotta destroy this bot row. In shifty shafts, bro. We gotta destroy it before someone else gets it. And then kills us with it.
Wait,
Oh
what?
shit, there's a door, run!
What did you just do? Did you really just destroy a mech?
Oh, there's people.
And you just had to engage, didn't you? Up here, Brody! Brody! Up behind you! Behind you!
I hit someone for 100, what?
Oh, you're dead. Go back into Shifty Shafts and try and get my card rebooted. There's two of them you got.
And?
Use your shotgun.
Thanks for killing my friend. Ooh.
You sound like some fake superhero. I'm sorry, but you just do. Bro, come.
Yeah, I gotta use it, bro. Oh wait, hold on. I need the launch pad. Look at the circle. How long it's gonna take. Yo, you need to get that loot again. You need to go get that loot. You need that loot. You need to get loot. I'll put down a launch pad. I'm gonna drop some ammo for you.
Well, hurry up!
Oh, and then we can use this launch pad. Okay, get the loot, Kenyon. It's right here. There's a sniper, there's a AK and a bolt action, and then 15 bandages. Oh, no, wait, your loot. Did you go get your loot down there? Down the mountain? Did you get it?
All I need is this hand cannon from it.
Oh, I got you minis. Oh, we got circle too. Build up on the mountain. Because we can camp high ground. Can I have all your light ammo? I need minigun ammo. Could you spawn with light ammo? I think like 16 bullets. I don't care though.
No, come on.
As much.
Really? I hate auto runs so much, dude.
As much as light ammo you can give me, I appreciate it. Hey, doctor. Oh, I'm gonna get this supply drop. Try to shoot
Oh,
it
there's
down.
a guy down there. But I know you're not gonna listen, so.
No, go back to the high ground. Go back to the
Stink
high
bomb.
ground.
Hit him with a stink bomb. Hit him with a stinky. Hit him with more stinkies.
Go for 30.
Hit him, Gale.
Or give me everything you got. More people trying to push down there.
Get to the high ground, Gale. Forget about him. Gale's got a guy
I'm
here.
trying to kill.
You're on a bill.
Dang, I wasn't looking up this game.
No way. It's cranky. You didn't turn it down, did you?
No.
Yeah, it's turned up. It's turned up way high. Can do better. It's like a 1-on-2 or a 1-on-1.
Oh, someone's behind me?
Try to get that mini in if you can. Oh, that hurt.
Who is this?
With your health stats, with your health. No, you're dead.
Oh, nice try, nice try. You guys got pretty far. Did you get a
Oh,
robot
it's a
out?
1v1. There's a 1v1.
Got
1v1.
blasted out. They both got blasted out.
Yeah, Kenyon, you got. Kenyon, our mech got. I know why we died. Our mech got destroyed early game. So we couldn't do
No, it didn't.
anything.
It was pretty late game. Remember those guys snuck up behind us?
Oh yeah, that was like 20 or like.
Because we were
18
fighting
people
other
left.
guys, and there was guys behind us. I'm like, Brody, behind us, behind us.
Play another one now. Let's see you guys win one. Try to get at least second or first this time. Now you do better than third. Bring it.
Hold on, I need
Bring
my
it.
wind skin on.
Bring it.
I'm gonna be honest, I really hope I do another one of these. They take forever, dude.
What does?
And I really want my KFC. These matches.
Yeah. Wait, when do you
Take
eat
forever.
KFC?
I'm gonna give you a little petting.
Wait, Kenyon, when are you eating the KFC? Can you pick up the puppy again and show him to the
No,
camera?
not right now.
Is he out of there?
Nah, he's drinking right now. He's drinking
Oh.
milk.
Wait, he drinks milk? That's how young he is?
What?
Oh yeah, he's so young he has to drink milk. He doesn't even drink water.
Yeah, he's drinking his mom's milk.
Yo, making death runs with David is so impossible. Like, he is so annoying when he makes death runs. Like, I have such good
Who?
ideas, but he just wants to stick to the basics. David.
Who did?
Like, I was trying to... David, I was helping him make levels and stuff and making... everything cooler on his death run, but no. It's just not. I just turn on auto run all the time. Auto run and then I sit down my controller. That's the way I do it. Yo, we got this in the bag. What stock is it fast? In the bag is Maddie Black. I'm gonna go right above here. I'm just gonna sit right above there because that's about the middle of the circle. Or I'll go to Volcano, or oh, behind Volcano. I'm gonna get the one over here. You can get the one right there. I'll get this one. Right. Let's get it. We got this in our back. The king is attacked. Act is messy orange.
360. Cool. Playing with it, break my spleen with it. You always know that our brother gotta lead with it. Ooh.
Nice skin. That's one of my favorites.
Got my Mac.
The Mamasaurus Rex.
Triceratops. Look at that wrap, huh?
Ah. Goodbye, cruel world.
Got the hook is black and mess. Riding on a Pygiosaurus. You can whip your Pygiosaurus. I've been in a Pygiosaurus. You ain't been up off that Pygiosaurus. Ain't nobody Pygiosaurus nothing. Cause Pygiosaurus on something.
Yeah, that's one of the best combos. Good, real good skin combo right there. It's a real good combination. With the pickaxe too, look at how good the pickaxe goes. Backwood and pickaxe. Really good combo.
It's a man, bang, and I'm blazing like a man.
Riding on a horseshoe. You can whip your horseshoe.
Edge of the map. Right here. Yeah, Uncle Pat, like best spot in the game, right?
You got full shield.
Huh?
If you got guns and full shield, it's good.
Come on. any shotguns over there?
Yeah, there's a green path.
A what?
A green path.
I don't know where any. Oh.
Yeah, I have max everything.
I'm in this house. Hey, when you guys won your duos, this is where you guys were.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Wait. Stop destroying everything. Because there's a chest in here.
It's right here.
Oh. I need some shotgun ammo.
Oh. Careful, these babies. You need shotgun ammo?
Yeah.
Here, I can drop you 4. I have like no ammo at all.
Of course, dude.
Boom. How much ammo do you have?
Alright, we gotta go by Sunny Steps.
Yeah. You wanna just go on the steps and loot up there?
No, we gotta go to the edge of the map. Go back where we were. Back over here.
Hold on. Oh, I have no AR anymore. I dropped my AR. For shield.
Come on, bruh.
What? Shield is more important.
Ruby, come here.
I am. Hold on. Side.
Okay, so we have some other floss in there too. Put the 1 hour floss.
Kenyon, do jaywalking. Or does Pat have Battlepass?
Yeah, he has it.
You jaywalking, you walk twice as fast.
Hey, I thought I had one arm.
Supply, drop.
No, no, no. You're
The supply drop right here. At the edge.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, good though. Oh, dude, this is OP. No one would see me here. I'm done with that.
I really thought I had the one arm supply.
Was there anything good in that supply drop?
No, it was just a gold heavy sniper.
So,
I got a spot in that circle.
Really, yeah.
It's gonna be right behind this tree. Right inside the building. Oh, you're gonna camp high ground? Dude.
get down, get down, get down.
Oh, this is terrifying. Did you see two mechs in a tree with missiles?
I'm coming for you, boy.
Bro, I am so tempted to just shoot missiles at that guy.
Don't you dare! Did I shoot missiles?
Yeah, you shot missiles and then I shot
God dang
missiles
it.
and I thought it
I
was...
was trying to grab a puppy.
Well, you shot him and then I wanted to shoot him because, you know,
Huh?
it allows... Come
Yeah,
on,
he's out there.
southwest, 214.
Those are birdies.
No, I saw someone gliding. Kenyon.
Is that another mech?
Oh shoot! No, no, no! Ah!
Oh, you're dead.
I'm going in this tree right here. Oh, hold on, no, no, no. Oh, I got my next spot. What are you doing? Oh shoot, that got me. Kenyon? Oh, Kenyon, I need your help.
Don't lead them to me.
No, we can both destroy him together, bro. Don't do any damage to his neck. Yo, shoot him, Kenyon, shoot him! Like so low! Probably some selfish stuff. I mean, just why? Let him at me, let him at me.
This is why we don't interfere. But you don't know the rules. Ow. I had a perfect hiding spot and you decided to go fight the guy.
No, I didn't see the guy. I went in a circle on a tree. You saw me.
You should have just stayed with me,
ran
but you
away.
panicked.
I didn't, what? How did I panic?
Come on, little dick.
Doesn't make sense. What do you mean I panicked? I would have been fine,
You
but you
boosted
saw
too
me.
far.
How did I boost? What? I didn't.
You boosted up on the hill. You boosted too far.
No, I jumped and I boosted into the circle. You were outside of the circle on the
No, I
mountain.
wasn't.
Yes, you were. Because I remember
Watch the
going to
replay.
I
Watch the
actually will.
replay.
I will.
Watch the stream. I'll watch the replay. Watch the stream.
I'm watching the replay. I'm watching the replay.
No, watch the stream.
No, I'm watching the replay. Alright, right here. Confirm. Loading. Going to the end of the game, and I'm seeing. Because I know you were out of circle. I was going into circle, otherwise I won't move.
I will replay the stream. Like, I'm replaying the stream on my uncle's phone right now.
Alright, I'm watching.
Are
Currently.
you watching the replay or are you watching the stream?
I'm watching the replay. No, I'm watching the replay.
Alright.
Okay, come on, load. Will you load game? Honestly, you're taking forever, game.
No, just watch. Just here, I'm pulling up the stream on my uncle's phone. And you can see it.
My god, my game is so glitchy, dude!
That's why
I
you
can't
just
even
watch the
read
stream.
the game! God, what is this? I can't even leave, like literally.
Exactly. So just look at the stream.
Okay, I'm spectating right now. Okay, farther back. Back. You're literally out of circle! I am watching it! You are out of circle! I'm looking at the mini map and I'm in circle. You are out of circle. Literally.
Oh no, I wasn't talking about there.
What else are you talking about? That's the only place we're sitting until
When you went to go get the supply drop.
That was so far ago! That was so long ago! Like that was I can't even go that far back.
Drippy drip and it's a supply drip. The supply drip.
I went back. Nope, still gotta go farther back. Up farther. That was 19 minutes ago, Kenyon. 19. 19!
Liar, you mother liar!
Yeah, I'm disliking it. Yeah.
Watch the stream.
I am disliking it.
Just watch the stream, Brody.
Boom, dislike. Boom, dislike, like, dislike. I'm spamming dislike in life. Unsubscribe. Subscribe.
Just look at the stream.
Unsubscribe. Unsubscribe. Subscribe. Unsubscribe.
Brody, watch the stream. I don't have all day. Look at this.
I was watching it already. We were out of circle. Done
Look.
deal.
I'm not talking about that. Look at the face cam.
Keep the face cam. Hold on. My phone is at 2%. Who is that? Is he so small? Yo, he brings me joy.
Why you in the strong?
I want to hold him so badly. Yo, I want the flag skin so badly.
I have the soccer skin.
I don't like soccer skins. They're too sweaty.
I have the airplane ace.
Banana.
I have the OG Rust Lord.
Yo, I got the OG football player, bro. I got this. I got Wukong, bro. Does Pat have Wukong? It's a gold skin.
Does Pat have Wukong?
No.
Does Pat have Wukong? Does Pat have Wukong?
Yeah, he does have Wukong. Answer the dang question. The gold skin. So it's legendary.
Go in the lobby.
It's a monkey. Alright. Boom. Ah, nice. Tell him when he bought it. I bought mine in season 3. First skin I've ever had.
I honestly don't care.
I care. No, let's play high explosives. High explosives.
No.
Fine, we'll just play duos. Yeah, I'm so bored. I don't want to do anything. Oh, belly bound. Oh.
I don't either. I want to go to KFC. We're fair.
Oh. Yeah.
Hit him with the night.
Play KK, yay. Hit him with the backwards dab, hit him with the forwards dab, hit him with that Fortnite dab, Fortnite, hit him with that Fortnite
My daddy
dab.
said, trust no man but your brothers. Always treat your young girls like your mother. Never leave your day ones in the gutter. Hope I don't get
I
copyright.
want you to listen to this song, okay? I'm gonna turn on this song and I want you to listen to it. Tell me how you like it.
Copyright.
Your stream isn't that big, alright? You have 2 people watching. I don't think you're gonna get copyrighted.
I will meet you. You better not.
Right now, test drive any new Hyundai and receive a
Can you get copyright on our ad?
Stream, smile. I'm kidding. Daddy said, trust no man but your brothers.
Called Charlie Heat. Topic Sunshine.
Nope, I can't find the real freaking button.
I got
a pocket full of sunshine.
No, this song is huge too.
got a pocket full of sunshine.
Now you're gonna get
Hit the mute button.
Then you're gonna get demonetized.
Mute. Yes. My daddy said, trust no man but your brothers. Never meet young girls like your mother. Never leave your day ones in the gutter. Oh, you're still playing it.
Okay, yeah, that's probably
Yup. Daddy said, trust no man but your brothers. How you feel about that? Brody?
What?
How you feel about that?
What? I'm not even watching the stream. Listening to sunshine.
No, how do you feel about that minigun?
Food's done. Here we go.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Alright, I'm gonna go eat.
I got a bucket full of sunshine. I got some in my life and they all mine. I got a bucket full of sunshine. I got some in my life and they all. I got a bucket full of sunshine. Looking all these diamonds on my neck 'cause they all shine. Oh. I got a bucket full of sunshine. I got some this is my life and they all mine. I got a bucket full of sunshine. I got some huggies, got a pocket full of sunshine. Look at all these diamonds on my neck, 'cause they all. I got a bucket full of sunshine. Look at all these diamonds on my neck, 'cause they all. Sunshine, look at my life on my own mind. I got a pocket full of sunshine. I got some in my life on my own mind. I got a pocket full of sunshine. Look at my life on my own mind. I got a pocket.
Hello. Can I win V-Bucks?
your boy. Whew. I'm back. It's your boy. Whew. It's your boy. I'm back. It's your boy. So sad. For who? For who? For who? So, to show you VGL is cool. I took a feeling, so to show you VGL was cool. When it finally got so okay, it was so
Joe. Here you go, Lil Brown. Oh, she's bringing it back into her hiding spot. Now, what did I do to my phone?
you did something. I think it's so bad, to be honest.
It's on the budget.
You just come in here with a whole bunch of candy.
You can earn yourself 100 grand, Bar, if you're a good boy. Go over now.
Oh, I shit and tell them good boys.
Yeah. Alright.
Huh?
Slumber old TV.
Forget it. Let's just look for the treasure. Expedition unknown to 99 for discovery. Okay, I thought that away. I'm on a quest to discover the Mahogany Ship, a vessel potentially filled with gold that could be trapped in the sand dunes of Australia's southern shores. With researcher Michael Constable and LiDAR expert Richard Cirillo, I'm en route to the site of a mysterious X on a map based on an eyewitness account.
Hello, Pat. What you eating?
What season you think we should watch? 1 through 12? Make it a good choice now.
10.
Feeling 10, huh? Bad choice. Bad choice. Pick again.
Let's go for 5.
5? Okay. 5 is 24 episodes. Which one are you thinking?
13.
13? That would be this one here. Let's give it a try, huh?
Yeah. Was I a good boy?
It's getting better. Getting better. Too hard right now to eat anyway, you know?
Unsolved mysteries.
Hard as like
Whenever possible,
you know
the
what I'm saying?
active
I just
family
got out of the
members
freezer,
and
I
police
got like 10
officials
hours.
have participated in recreating the event.
Not even
What
good
you're
to
about
eat.
to see is not a news broadcast.
In the 1940s, Elizabeth Short arrived in Hollywood with dreams of stardom. But at the age of 22, her life was snuffed out by a gruesome unknown killer. Nearly 50 years later, the death of the Black Dahlia remains one of the great unsolved murder cases of the century. When she was just 16, Brenda Merrill was abruptly thrust into adulthood, left alone to care for 5 younger brothers and sisters. After surviving a harsh, cold winter, Brenda could only watch helplessly as the children were taken from her one by one. And from Deadwood, South Dakota, we'll bring you the bizarre tale of a ghostly alliance between a psychic in England and the restless spirit of a legendary lawman. Join me for these intriguing stories on another edition of Unsolved Mysteries.
It seemed like it. My bro got slaughtered the other time, so it's like a normal mystery. It's not nothing to it.
So this ain't the episode?
No.
Want to go a different season or a different episode?
Let's try episode 19.
That'd be this one here.
Go up.
You don't think that's the one?
No, go up. 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 That one.
This one here?
Yeah. Because I've seen UFO enough.
Let's see.
This program is about unsolved mysteries. Whenever possible, the actual family members and police officials have participated in recreating the events. What you're about to see is not a news broadcast.
In a rural area of Canada, a woman claimed to see unusual red flames and an extraordinary flying object landing in a field behind her house. 6 months later, this remarkable videotape, broadcast tonight for the first time on network television, seemed to verify her account. Could it be evidence of a close encounter or a clever, sophisticated hoax? After Geraldine George separated from her husband Larry, she had no idea that he was watching her every move. Finally, Larry George erupted in a jealous rage, shot Geraldine, and left 2 innocent people murdered in his wake. In September of 1992, this mysterious young woman showed up in a small California community. She has no identification and can neither speak nor hear. Perhaps you know who she is and where she came from. Also, a poignant, heartwarming update. While watching a recent broadcast, one of our viewers was surprised to discover that he was the subject of an intense 30-year search by his long-lost sister. We'll share in their remarkable reunion on tonight's Unsolved Mysteries. The Canadian township of West Carleton lies 40 miles north of the Canadian-United States border in the province of Ontario. Life in West Carleton is usually unremarkable, but late in 1991, one resident had an extraordinary experience.
1991, I was 7 years
On
old.
August 18th at around 10 p.m., Diane Labinek had just put her children to bed. Her husband was out running an errand. when the dogs began to howl.
I walked right to the window and I saw flames right on the back of the field. Extremely red flames and lots of smoke. It didn't look like a fire. I know what a fire looks like when you start a fire out there, and the grass was very dry, so if you start a fire, you will see it moving, whether this way or closer to the woods. And the fire was standing on one spot only. I saw a ship coming down close to the flames. Right on top of the ship, I saw a blue flashing light, and another light was on the bottom, very bright. I didn't know what to do. I was looking at it for about 10 minutes or so. And then the ship went a little bit back over the trees, and it disappeared. I saw all the flames turn out at the same time. I don't think I'd like to see it again. It's very scary. I live here for many, many years, and I have never been so scared in my life. It did enter my mind to phone the police. When this was all over, I came to the telephone, but I said, what am I going to tell them? I'm going to tell them I have seen flares out there at 10 o'clock or past 10 o'clock at night, and there was a ship up there. Who is going to say, okay, Diane, that's fine, we're coming over? So that's why I didn't call.
According to Labanek, 10 minutes after the mysterious lights abruptly blinked out, a helicopter appeared, just as unexpectedly. The unmarked craft flew low to the ground, over the field where the unexplained lights had appeared. After crisscrossing the area, it flew over Diane's house and rushed off into the night. At the crack of dawn, Diane Labanek ran out to the empty fields which surround her house, searching for evidence of the previous night's events.
I searched everything. There was no marks, there was no spots, there was no matches, there was just nothing. The only person I told was my mom and my husband. It kind of bothered me inside for a long, long time, not to come up forward and say it to anybody. But when I went out on the field and I could not find anything, who is going to believe me that this really happened? So I kept it to myself.
The 1991 sighting was a second unusual event Diane Labanek had witnessed in West Carleton. In 1989, she was one of several residents who observed a sudden explosion of extraordinarily brilliant light over a nearby swamp. Labanek might have remained silent about the 1991 episode, if not for this controversial videotape, which seems to verify her account. The tape was mailed to the office of a UFO researcher, and tonight it will be shown for the first time ever on national television. In February of 1992, 6 months after Labanek's sighting, a package from Canada arrived at the Edgewater, Maryland office of Bob Exler. A former NASA mission specialist, Exler is now a well-known UFO researcher. The package had no return address. Inside were documents, pictures, a map, and the videotape, all pertaining to the 1991 incident at West Carleton.
Most unusual, there seemed to be somewhat of a symbol with regard to the videotape. On the label was the name Guardian, and it was accompanied by a fingerprint. Guardian, to me, was an enigma. Certainly nothing I had heard about in the UFO literature. So it was a mystery starting from scratch.
Change sets life in motion. By changing where you live, you change the world that surrounds you. Endless options on apartments.com. Each leading, exciting, new universe. Universe. Apartments.com. Change your apartment, change your universe.
Millions of well-rested humans once roamed the earth. But with rising stress in the modern world, a good night's sleep is nearly extinct. However, there's hope on the horizon. Every day, IKEA is designing vital sleep sanctuaries with rest reserves like these, repopulation is possible. And together, we can save our sleep.
Bad hair day? Try no hair day. At least you can check in online, walk into a Supercuts and get a fresh haircut. You know what happens when I walk into a Supercuts?
I know.
They just assume I'm looking for the karate studio next door. This guy knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Honey, this speed internet is ridiculously fast.
We are seriously keeping up with the Joneses. We are seriously keeping up with the Andersons. We are finally keeping up with the Fords. Keeping up with the Garcias.
Keeping up with the Harveys.
The Romeros.
Carters, the Patels, the Allens, Willens.
Right.
No one's gonna have internet like
No
this.
one's gonna have internet like this.
Xfinity makes keeping up with the Joneses simple, easy, awesome. Check out Gig Speed Internet or any of our other amazing speed options. Click, call, or visit a store today.
At the time, Exler was unaware of Labanek's sighting, but he would later find that the video depicted what she has reported with stunning accuracy. The tape showed a cluster of brightly burning red flames similar to flares. To the right hovered a dark disc-like object emitting a bright glow from its underside. The object was capped by a rapidly strobing blue light. It is among the most convincing documentations of a UFO Exler had seen in his 12 years of research.
It was clearly a disc-looking shape. We could resolve that because the flashing light on top would reflect off of the curved surface of the disc. I got a sense initially that this was a real event occurring in a field as opposed to some prop set up in a room somewhere. It had such an extraordinary amount of luminosity characteristic to it that I kind of had a sense I might be dealing with something that was potentially authentic here.
The map sent with the videotape shows the area of West Carleton, Canada as a location where the tape had been made. Exler went to West Carleton along with UFO researcher Graham Lightfoot.
Diane, can you tell us exactly what you saw that night?
Together they interviewed Diane Labanek, whom Lightfoot had met when he investigated her 1989 sighting.
Yes, I've seen a bright
Bigfoot?
light.
This girl seen...
What time of the day was this? This was at night, eh?
Yes, it was at night. I would say about 10 o'clock.
To their surprise, Labanek described exactly what the two researchers had seen on Guardian's
Yeah, you've been
video.
halfway good.
When we talked to Diane about the sighting, asked her had she seen anything, her description was so vivid that it's something I didn't think she could have made up. She had not seen a tape, she had no idea what we knew, and yet she was able to describe things that we already knew from the tape.
And when he showed me the tape, it was exactly what I seen. And it was still scary for me, but at least I had something to go by. Something that now I can tell the people, because now I have a little bit more evidence.
It's one of the clearest videos I've seen that show a structured object.
Dr. Bruce Maccabee, a U.S. Navy physicist and photoanalyst, has studied UFOs for years.
And here's the beacon light, with blue light evidently, a reflection down here on the body of the craft, the outline of the object itself that you can see, some sort of dark lines that appear, some brightness structure indicating something generating light is hanging down below the object. It's generating green light as well as blue light. Probably there is other structure in there, which, however, the glare from this bright light is blurring out.
Dr. Maccabee, who believes the tape is not a hoax, was particularly intrigued by the bright, strobing light.
Now, first of all, it's an unusual one because it's blue, and it's very fast. It was running about 7 cycles per second. This is much faster than ordinary flashing beacons on aircraft, for example, that typically run about 1 flash per second, or maybe 2 flashes per second. The section of the video which shows the object is sort of appearing over a rise is quite convincing to me. Would be what you would expect if somebody were in the field trying to get closer to it and not knowing how close he could get. And so he turns on his camera while he's walking He knows he's going to come up over a rise and see it, and you can see in the video farther and farther down until you see the whole device. And suddenly the light coming towards him gets brighter and brighter. You get a great big diffuse reflection or image in the camera, which suggests to me that this object shined a beam, a blue beam, right at him.
Dr. Maccabee estimated the unknown object to be 20 to 30 feet in diameter. According to Exler, the object's apparent size argues against it being a hoax.
It appeared to be so large that it would not be logical to try to set all this up at night under darkness. There would have been evidence during the day of movement, of generators, of somebody hauling cables, maybe a big apparatus or something that they would have had to bring in there for that night. Clearly, if there was a hoax involved, Diane would have seen evidence of it in advance.
Audio analysis of the tape revealed only the distant barking of dogs, perhaps those reported by Diane Labenek. The craft itself seemed to be silent. There was no audible trace of power generators, which, if the object was staged, would have been necessary to run its massive lights. Dr. Robert Nathan of NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory reviewed the tape in a non-official capacity. Dr. Nathan could not explain the images, nor could he categorically dismiss the tape as a hoax. In a puzzling coincidence, low-flying helicopters have cruised over West Carlton regularly since the August '91 incident. According to Labenek and other local residents, the helicopters are black, green, or maroon in color. They are unmarked with darkly tinted windows. The Canadian military denies any involvement in this incident. Where the helicopters come from and what they are searching for remains a mystery.
The helicopters that are used in this area of Canada do not fly low in that area. We have designated flying training areas about 30 miles west of here. We also have them north. Therefore, there are no requirements for our military helicopters to go and fly near private citizens' property like that.
Either this is one extraordinary elaborate hoax, a military operation on private property, or something that's very unusual in the UFO category, something suggesting perhaps non-human technology.
The key to the entire episode lies with a person using the name Guardian. The presence of this mysterious informant in a remote field late at night with video camera in hand just in time for a UFO sighting can hardly be ascribed to luck. According to Bob Exler, whether the event was real or an elaborate hoax, Guardian had prior knowledge that it was going to happen.
I think Guardian has to be connected to the event in some way. I don't see any way Guardian could have just happened onto this. I don't see Guardian as a UFO investigator. Guardian is much more involved in this than the evidence even suggests, in my opinion.
Virtually nothing is known about Guardian's true identity. Curiously, the secretive informant has contacted UFO researchers only in connection with the two sightings reported by Diane Labenek and others in West Carlton.
When we started looking into the events, it would be simple to say that it was a hoax because Diane was involved in both of them. But when you get to know Diane and see the way she lives and the circumstance, it's apparent that she wasn't involved in any way other than being an observer.
But purported military documents that arrived with the videotape raised serious questions about Guardian's credibility. Among other preposterous claims, the papers allege far-reaching conspiracies involving UFOs, Red China, and nuclear weapons.
There was some question immediately with regard to the authenticity of the documentation. It didn't look like it was a typical government document, even Canadian government documents, of which I had no familiarity at the time.
This document is clearly a fabrication. There are way too many errors in the document to make it authentic. Someone with very little effort could have come a lot closer than this.
Also included on the videotape are obscure images which Guardian claimed show an alien being.
Clearly, this could have been someone dressed up in a costume, but that posed a major question. If, in fact, the video images of the disc were authentic, why would anyone contaminate such an extraordinary event with fake images of alien creatures?
The stories that he writes to go along with the events don't seem to match the quality of the event itself, if that makes any sense. The stories are rather far-fetched, and yet the events are seen by credible witnesses.
In spite of the dubious images and questionable documents, many experts believe that the events shown on the tape did indeed take place. What really happened in the fields of West Carleton? In the wake of his brief appearance during the summer of 1991, a strange luminous object left only questions. Questions perhaps the person called Guardian alone can answer.
This is either an extraordinary top-secret flying vehicle of somebody's government, or it is of a non-human origin. Having no contact with Guardian is probably the biggest frustration to an investigation like this. We don't know who Guardian is, what Guardian represents. We don't know if Guardian was sent or went on his own. We have no idea what the solutions to many of these mysteries are going to be. We may never know.
On a recent broadcast, we brought you the poignant story of a woman named Brenda Merrill. In 1961, Brenda's mother bought a restaurant in Lawrenceville, Pennsylvania, and moved her children to a farmhouse just outside town.
I'm going to ride into town with the movers, so you have to take care of your brothers and sisters.
Well, aren't you coming back up here tonight?
Brenda was the oldest child, and at the age of 16, she suddenly found herself responsible for the welfare of 5 brothers and sisters.
It was just like a normal family, because I was like their mother, you know. You just went and you washed clothes, you did the dishes, you got their dinner, and you got their breakfast, and you got their supper, and you get them scrubbed up for bed, you know, and you sing them songs before they go to sleep, you know, like a normal household.
Through a long, hard winter, Brenda struggled to care for the children. Often she was forced to hunt small game to keep food on the table. Finally, as winter broke into a damp, chilly spring, a fire at the farmhouse drove the youngsters to seek refuge with their mother, but she was unwilling to take them in. Brenda tried to keep the children herself, but was forced to give them up, one by one.
You take good care of him, okay?
Don't worry, honey, we'll take good care of him.
I was about 16, okay.
Eventually, Brenda was reunited with her sister Linda and her brother Butch. Together, they set out to find the 2 youngest brothers, Eric and Keith. On the evening of our broadcast, Brenda Merrill's single-minded determination to bring her family back together finally began to pay off. An hour after Brenda's story aired, a man named Keith Robinson of Hornell, New York, contacted our telecenter and said that he was Brenda's long-lost brother.
Brenda called me that same night, like 5 minutes later, and we was talking, and I mentioned about having a photograph that she had aired on the program, and I basically told her, you know, detail for detail what was in the photo, so she knew that I was her brother.
On December 19th, 1992, just in time for Christmas, Keith Robinson and his wife and children traveled to Montour Falls, New York for an emotional reunion with his sisters Brenda and Linda and his brother Butch. He had not seen them in more than 30 years.
I thought a lot about what they were going to be like, you know, if they were going to love me for just being their brother or love me for what I am now today, if they were going to accept my family into their heart, because, you know, it's over a 30-year period of waiting and looking.
It's a great Christmas present you don't know. He is the greatest Christmas present, especially his wife and kids, too. He has a nice wife and kids.
For everyone involved, the reunion was bittersweet. Their joy tempered by the knowledge that one brother was still missing. Eric Nickerson was still a toddler when his family was split apart. Just 5 weeks after we filmed this update, he too was found. Eric's name is now Richard Moore, and he lives in Tulsa, Oklahoma with his wife and 2 children. In February of 1993, he was reunited with his sisters Brenda and Linda after more than 30 years of separation. Brenda Miller's long search to find all her brothers and sisters was finally over.
This isn't a hobby. There is no side gig. Dance isn't just a career. It's how I move through the world. How I stay true to the core.
Think all premium fuels are the same? New Shell V-Power Nitro Plus premium gasoline is engineered with 4 levels of defense against gunk, wear, corrosion, and friction. That helps keep your engine running like new. So maybe it's time to unthink what you think about premium fuel. Shell V-Power Nitro Plus premium gasoline. It's fuel for thou.
This Whopper has no beef.
That's impossible. This tastes just like a classic Whopper. No beef.
Introducing the Impossible Whopper with a patty made from plants.
I'm sorry? Tastes just like a Whopper.
I've never had plant taste like beef before.
Tastes like a Whopper. Tastes like a Whopper. Tastes like a beef burger.
Like, I can't believe that was not beef. Lies!
The Impossible Whopper, now available nationwide. Try it while it lasts, only at Burger King, or get it delivered via DoorDash.
Smaller plane with the propeller in the front. The propeller's in the front.
Recently, this young woman was found wandering through the streets of a small California community. She was completely incapable of speaking or hearing and carried no identification. For the past 5 months, local social workers have been counseling her and still know almost nothing about her. Tonight, they ask your help to find the young woman's family or friends. Our story begins in Port Hueneme, California, on September 8, 1992. That afternoon, a motorist came across the young woman frolicking on the meridian of a busy thoroughfare.
Can I help you? You don't hear what I'm saying? Huh? Do you live around here?
The motorist quickly determined that the woman was hearing impaired. Fearing for her safety, he took her to the Ventura County Police Station.
Hi. What's your name?
The police attempted to question the woman, but found that she was unable to communicate who she was or where she had come from.
A wallet.
The only clue to her identity was a receipt from a bank in San Diego, 200 miles to the south. The authorities could see no reason to detain the young woman, and a short time later, she was released.
I'm 10-6 with the subject. I'll bring her into the station.
The next day, a patrolman came upon the same young woman once again in the middle of a busy street, less than a mile from the police station. She appeared to be terribly confused.
It's okay.
This time, the authorities placed her in a homeless shelter for women.
When she first came to this shelter, she had no means of formal communication with anyone, and so a lot of it was pantomiming and mimicking and what is known as home sign language.
So this is a picture of you?
Communications specialist Chris Burrows was enlisted to help pierce the walls of silence that surrounded this most unusual Jane Doe.
Here we go.
One of the first things that we tried to do was we wanted to get a name and an age so that we could find out if we were dealing with a juvenile or whether we were dealing with an adult.
All right, let's see if we can figure out her name here. Let's try this.
We sat down with paper and pen, and we tried communicating with her that way. We wrote our names, Marty and I. I wrote my name, gestured to myself several times. Marty wrote her name, gestured to herself several times.
Who are you? You try.
And then we asked her to write her name, if she could write.
Your name. This is me.
Okay, I think she got it here. L, 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 B? No.
The young woman was apparently unable to write, and it was clear that she had no formal training in sign language, but she was able to spell out her name using symbolic hand gestures.
X?
And when I copied it onto the paper, it was instant recognition, and in our field, instant recognition means this has got to be the truth.
The name she spelled out was Luxie, which may be a derivative of a Spanish first name. For convenience sake, Chris and Marty dubbed her Lucy.
Let's see if we can get an H here.
She got very excited when she found that someone finally had known her name and had gotten it. We did the same thing with her age.
How old are you? 10, 22, 1, 23. 23? You're 23. Okay.
Despite the ease with which Chris and Marty determined Lucy's name and age, finding someone who knew her would present a far greater challenge. In the days and weeks after Lucy surfaced in Port Hueneme, the FBI and various missing persons organizations ran checks on her, but all turned up empty. The only solid lead was a bank receipt from San Diego found in her pocket. But that too led nowhere, and authorities now find themselves at a dead end.
Baby? Baby. Little baby? You draw the baby.
This is Lucy as she appears today. Over the past few months, she has slowly begun to reveal fragmentary glimpses into her past.
There's just a particular story that she tries to tell about having come over on an airplane and having had a child, and the child being taken from her, and that she was left here. One of the things that's puzzling about Lucy is she has all of the grooming habits, and she has all of the appearances of someone who has been well kept. She's been taken care of all of her life. She doesn't have cooking skills, but she understands to come and eat when it's time to eat. So I think that she's been in an environment where she's been well cared for and well loved by somebody. She's not been on, when they found her in the beginning, I don't think she had been on the streets very long. Although the genuine concern is for her immediate safety and her immediate protection, there are people out there who know Lucy, who have loved her in the past, who have taken care of her, and she needs to be with those people.
Next, a man shoots his estranged wife and two of her neighbors in a murderous rampage. February 12, 1988, Talladega, Alabama.
Well, thanks for the ride, girl. Give me a call this weekend, maybe.
At 8 p.m., Geraldine George, a 27-year-old mother of two, returned home from work. She had been separated from her husband, Larry George, for 6 months. Despite a restraining order, he had continued to harass her. Larry was a former Army enlisted man who considered himself a survivalist. That evening, his obsession with Geraldine would turn deadly.
Geraldine went inside her apartment and dropped her belongings off, her purse and whatever other items she had brought home from work. She walked next door to Janice Morris's apartment and Ralph Swain's apartment.
It's Geraldine.
Geraldine had become friendly with her next-door neighbor, Janice Morris.
Where my baby?
Janice had 2 young children of her own and had agreed to take care of Geraldine's children while she was at work.
All right, say goodbye to everyone. Let's say goodbye. Bye. Say bye.
She went in, sent her kids home, talked briefly with Janice. It was rather brief because Janice was on the telephone with her mother. Geraldine, after talking briefly with Janice, walked back next door, and as she entered her apartment, Larry George was already inside the apartment talking to her kids.
Larry, what are you doing in my house?
I'm here with my children.
You know you're not supposed to be here. We've been through this before. You want me to call the police again?
Where you been?
It's none of your business.
You know you're supposed to be here taking care of them.
I want you out of my house.
I don't want those people taking care of my kids.
You don't tell me what to do anymore.
Look, you're gonna listen to me. You're gonna listen to me.
Larry, put the gun away.
Ain't nobody running my house but me.
Honey, I want you to go upstairs. You call your granddaddy, and you tell him that Larry's here. Go on. Larry, no! 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 No!
Let me see.
Geraldine ran next door to get help. Janice was still on the phone with her mother.
Call the police! Larry's next door and he has a gun! Please hang up the phone!
I heard a woman's voice yelling, "Janice, Janice, call the police." So I asked Janice, who was that? She said, that girl just left out of here. I said, what's the matter? She said, I don't know.
Yes, you're Geraldine next door, right?
She said she'd call me back.
Let me call you back, okay? Bye-bye.
And that's the last I heard. Last time I heard her voice.
Before Janice could call the police, Larry George shot her in the chest.
Larry, please stop! No.
Then in front of Janice's two children, he took aim at Geraldine as she lay cowering on the floor. Janice's boyfriend, Ralph Swain, heard the commotion and ran downstairs. Larry shot him in the back of the head. Then, according to a neighbor, Larry George calmly strode out of the apartment and disappeared. Janice Morris was pronounced dead at the scene. Ralph Swain was rushed to a local hospital, where he died a short time later.
This murder was stupid. I mean, Larry George didn't go there to kill Ralph Swain. Larry George didn't go there to kill Janice Morris. Ralph or Janice, neither one knew Larry. They were simply in the wrong place at the wrong time, and it was senseless.
Geraldine George survived the shooting, but was left paralyzed from the waist down. The next day, a Talladega County Sheriff's deputy was dispatched to a campsite 6 miles out of town. A car had been discovered, hidden in the brush. It was registered to Larry George.
We found a campsite, personal belongings belonging to Mr. George. We didn't find the weapon that was used in the attack. There was no weapons found with the car. He had been living in the car. There was a lot of clothing in the car. We found a notebook where it appeared that Mr. George had been keeping a diary as to who came and went at his wife's apartment, and camouflage clothing. Since Larry's left the area, we found that he spent some time in South Alabama with his sister. He spent some time in the Florida Panhandle area, which is where he attended truck driving school. A large quantity of his belongings were recovered in the Roanoke, Virginia area along some railroad tracks.
I want Larry George to pay for what he did. I want him to pay. Because he didn't have any business killing anybody. I don't know why he killed my daughter. I don't know why he killed Ralph. But I think he should be punished for what he did.
After the most recent broadcast of the story, the authorities were contacted by an Unsolved Mysteries viewer. The viewer claimed to have seen Larry George fishing on the banks of the Christina River in Wilmington, Delaware. 3 days later, 2 police detectives were dispatched to the area. For our cameras, the officers recounted their dramatic meeting with Larry George.
This is where we first encountered Larry George at, right here. We began a conversation with him about fishing. At this time, he wanted to take us over here to where his pole was in the water and show us exactly where he was fishing at. We got about here and we started talking again about fishing. And it was at this time where myself and Detective Pinkett made eye contact and I identified myself as a police officer, Larry. At this time, a brief struggle ensued right about here. We all 3 fell to the ground here. We got back to our feet, still struggling, and at that point we just turned and threw Larry into the water.
While the officers regrouped, George attempted to flee downriver. But backup units quickly cornered him, and he surrendered without further struggle.
Lincoln 3. First we do 1100 WINS when I got
At McCormick, we're obsessed with flavor. It's what drives our relentless search for the finest herbs and spices. It's the reason we partner with sustainable farmers and pollinate our vanilla orchids by hand on the day they bloom. It's why we obsess over the balance of savory, sweet, and heat in a seasoning mix. But you don't need to know all that. You just need your food to taste great, which we promise it will.
At Domino's, we're more than just pizza for $5.99. We're $5.99 bread twists, $5.99 sandwiches, $5.99 pastas, $5.99 chicken, and yes, $5.99 pizza too. We didn't stop at pizza, and you don't have to either.
Some things are just meant to be together. Dogs and tennis balls. Chicken and waffles. Unicorns and rainbows. Verizon's 4G LTE network and the future of phone service. Meet Visible. $40 a month for unlimited everything on Verizon's 4G LTE network. Visible. Welcome to the future of phone service.
Their Bernaise sauce here is the best in town. What do you do for fun?
Not this.
Oh, what am I into? Mostly Progressive's Name Your Price tool. Helps people find coverage options based on their budget. Flo has it, I want it, it's a whole
Do you want to get out of here?
Yes.
No, I meant you. Just you.
You are a pistol.
At George's campsite, police found a makeshift bunker, complete with generator, heater, television, and stove. The subsequent discovery of several weapons, including a spear gun and a sawed-off shotgun, led investigators to believe that George had been prepared to resist arrest by whatever means necessary.
He knew he was wanted for murder. He wasn't going to be taken alive if he would have put himself in his hideout, and if we'd have discovered it, he probably would have had gunfire and officers would have been hurt.
On April 27, 1994, Larry Donald George was extradited to Alabama to face charges of murder and attempted murder. It was a long-awaited moment for Geraldine George and the families of Ralph Swain and Janice Morris.
They're delighted that this is kind of bringing this to an end, and I can understand their feelings about the situation simply because it's been a long 6 years, and really not knowing where he is and if he would show back up. I'm sure that has brought a lot of discomfort and a lot of sleepless nights to them, so I know that they're very happy that this is shortly being drawn to a close.
Next, a man searched for the sisters and brother he has not seen for nearly 30 years. In the summer of 1961, Harley and Ronnie Price of Wyandotte, Michigan, gathered their children together to pose for this happy family portrait. But appearances can be deceiving. Within 3 years, Harley and Ronnie would be permanently separated and their children scattered, torn apart by alcoholism. Eugene Price was just 9 years old at the time.
I want to see my sisters and I want to see my brother. That's what I want. I feel responsible to let them know about how things happen between my mom and dad, things that they may not understand because they were younger, that I spent more time with my dad and mom and know some of the answers. But most of all, I want to find my sisters and my brother because they're my family.
Eugene Price has spent most of his adult life searching for his sisters and brother. He wants them to know that they were not abandoned as children, but were the innocent victims of their parents' tumultuous marriage. Today, along with his brother Dean and his mother Ronnie, Eugene hopes that one of our viewers can help reunite them with the rest of the family.
I'll talk to you later.
It was the spring of 1953 in New York City. Harley Price, nicknamed Smokey, was a Navy veteran who was working as a roofer when he began dating a co-worker's daughter.
Ronnie. Ronnie, right?
Yeah.
You know me?
Yeah, I think I do.
Yeah, I work for your dad. I do roofs.
Okay, that's right. I've seen you come by the house a few times for the truck, right?
Yeah.
Eugene's mother, Ronnie, was just 16 and was immediately swept off her feet.
So?
She had no idea that Harley was married with a child at home.
Trying to get out of the house as much as possible.
When I first met Harley, I thought he was very good looking, very charming. And it just snowballed from there.
Can I get a beer?
I was a stupid 16-year-old kid. I wasn't around. I didn't know anything. I was having a hard time at home, and he looked like a way out, and yes, that's it. He gave me what I wasn't getting at home.
Within a year, Ronnie became pregnant and gave birth to her oldest son, Dean. 10 months later, Eugene was born. Only then did Harley and Ronnie marry. Over the next 6 years, the Prices had 3 girls, Debbie, Terry, and Sherry. Eventually, the Prices settled in Wyandotte, Michigan, just outside of Detroit. But as the family grew, Harley's drinking increased. Soon his drunken forays turned into a full-blown nightmare for his wife and children. They lived in a constant state of fear, never knowing when Harley would erupt.
Where have you been?
Out! Having a little fun, a little recreation. Don't start with me.
What?
Don't start with me. Oh, shut up!
He'd come home late at night, and then, you know, we'd hear my mom and him arguing.
So put him to bed!
I need your help.
When he wasn't drinking, he could be one of the nicest people you ever met. It's, you know, it's just, that's what the alcohol done to him. It just turned him into, you know, a bad person. And he just had no control over it.
You guys stay here. I'll be right back.
On more than one occasion, Harley took his children along as he made his rounds at the local bars. He would lock them in the car and then disappear for hours at a time.
One evening, I was waiting for Harley to come home with the kids. He had taken them out. It was rainy. It was cold. And the kids, when I got there, the kids were all curled up in the car. And he was in the bar drinking. I was very upset. I was very angry. Because they'd been in there, the way I looked at it, they were there almost all day. And he didn't care. I mean, you don't leave kids in a locked car in the cold weather. But he didn't care.
At other times, Harley would use the children as pawns in a sadistic game he would play with their mother.
Okay, this is the way it is for everybody. You kids have to make a choice. Both of you. You have to choose. If your mom and me split, if she goes, who do you want to stay with? Me or her, huh? Me? Huh? Me? Do you want to stay with me, or do you want to go with her?
You did. We want to stay with you.
We were scared if we said our mother
They want to stay with their dad.
that my dad would get very angry and upset.
They want to stay.
And that would either start another fight with my mom and dad, or else we would end up getting spanked, or there would be some kind of retaliation.
In 1963, the Price family grew larger. But the new baby, Jimmy, was born with an intestinal blockage and a defective heart. For Ronnie, a bad situation turned worse.
He had the heart surgery when he was 3 months old, and then it was in and out of the hospital for you know, a year. He'd be home for maybe a day, and then he'd be back in again.
In 1964, tragedy struck. During a freak storm, the Price's house was hit by lightning and engulfed in flames. Everyone escaped, but the house was completely destroyed, and with it, all of the family's possessions.
After the fire, I cracked, I broke down. And from there, it just snowballed. It was just too much to me anymore.
Ronnie felt she could no longer tolerate Harley's abuse. With the help of a friend, she fled back home to New York. 2 weeks passed before she realized the painful consequence of her actions. She had gotten away from her husband, but in the process, she had lost her children as well.
I called these people, social services, and I told them that I would like to have my children. You know, I want to have my children, and they told me absolutely not. That the only way I could get them would be to go back to my husband. And I told them no, because if I went back, he'd kill me.
A social services representative stepped in to protect the children. The 3 girls and the baby were sent to the St. Vincent Sarah Fisher home, an orphanage just outside of Detroit. Eugene and his older brother, Dean, remained with their father.
Hi. Hi.
Several months passed before Harley finally took Eugene and Dean to the orphanage to visit their sisters.
We're okay, too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you go to school here?
Yeah.
Too bad.
Yeah.
When we went and seen the girls at Sarah Fisher, it was more or less we were just glad to see each other. Because we hadn't seen each other for a period of time. And while we were there, you know, we're anticipating that we're going to get the family back together. You know, I think that was part of the conversation, and that everything would be fine. After we got done talking with my sisters, which didn't seem like a long period of time, my dad says, well, it's time for us to leave. That was the last time we seen him. Haven't seen him since.
A few months later, Dean and Eugene were taken from their father and placed in the foster care system. Over the next few years, they would be shuttled from one family to another. Eugene eventually served in the Army, then settled down and started his own family. In 1971, Eugene and Dean were reunited with their mother. 12 years later, their father, Harley, passed away. Today, Eugene is determined to rebuild the family that was torn apart so long ago.
My sisters and my brother Jimmy have always been in the back of my mind. I love them. I miss them. My ultimate goal is to bring us all back together. You know, we deserve, Dean and I deserve to see them, and they deserve to see us and know a little bit about their original family.
Update. On the night of our broadcast, Eugene was overjoyed to learn that Sherry, the youngest of his long-lost sisters, had seen the story and was anxious to contact him.
I started crying. My husband said, what's wrong? What's wrong? You know, I said, that's me. That's me. You know, I said, that's our family. And he just started crying. I got my kids up, and then he started calling the show as soon as they showed the number on it.
When Eugene and Sherry spoke on the phone that evening, Eugene was saddened to learn that his younger brother Jimmy had died of heart disease in 1973. However, he was thrilled to know that Sherry, Terry, and Debbie had all been adopted by the same family and had been searching for Eugene and his brother Dean as well. On February 7th, 1993, all of the Price children gathered for an emotional reunion at a restaurant near Eugene's home in Taylor, Michigan. It was their first time together in 29 years.
It's a miracle to me. I thought the reunion would never come to this. I thought we'd never see each other again. But it happened.
Oh my God!
And we've seen each other for the first time after 20-some years. My son, he started crying, my wife started crying, my daughter started crying. It was really exciting.
It's exciting to know we now have a whole new family. We have a family that we've been missing all these years, that I have tried to find.
This is my oldest girl, Tracy. This is my next oldest girl, Ginger.
In reuniting with their sisters, Eugene and his brother Dean almost got more than they bargained for. A small, divided family had suddenly blossomed into a joyful clan of uncles, aunts, nephews, and nieces.
Now I got 3 sisters that I'm going to be able to see, and I haven't seen in years. It's just unbelievable. I mean, I'm thrilled to death to have them back. Now we'll be able to spend the rest of our lives together.
Join me next time. Perhaps you may be able to help solve a mystery.
This program is about unsolved mysteries. Whenever possible, the actual family members and police officials have participated in recreating the events. What you are about to see is not a news broadcast.
Tonight, a special edition of Unsolved Mysteries. At a truck stop in Oklahoma, 2 hitchhikers, unnerved by a man with whom they were traveling, tried to report his strange behavior. A few days later, authorities discovered that the man's pickup truck was a stolen vehicle. The hitchhikers had unknowingly grabbed a ride with a murder suspect. In Naperville, Illinois, a 10-year-old girl was abducted from her home and later brutally murdered. 2 men were convicted of the crime, and one of them, Rolando Cruz, is scheduled to be executed on March 22nd. But in this most controversial case, another man has confessed that he alone killed the girl, and some of the evidence supports his claim. In Canada, they are known as the Lost Generation. Thousands of Native American children ripped away from their families and their ancestral homes to be put up for adoption. Tonight, you may be able to help 2 families end years of painful, forced separation. Join me for another edition of Unsolved Mysteries. February 25th, 1983.
What do you think? You think that'll match?
In Naperville, Illinois, a Chicago suburb, Chris Nicarico and her friends came home from school to a nightmarish discovery.
Oh my God, you guys!
Someone had broken into the house, and her little sister Janine was missing.
So they went around the house and they looked
The police were called immediately.
What do we got, guys?
They found that the front door had been knocked in. A visible footprint remained on the door, and 2 more prints were found in the yard. A sheet and a blanket were missing from one of the beds.
It appeared to me, and I'm sure a couple other guys too, it was like it was a burglary maybe that went bad. She wasn't supposed to be home. Somebody kicks in the door, next thing you know she's home, and they take her.
2 days later, the young girl's body was discovered in the Illinois Prairie Path, a park less than 2 miles from her home. 10-year-old Janine Nicarico had been brutally raped and beaten to death. Today, 2 men are in prison for the murder of Janine Nicarico, one facing execution next March 22nd. Both claim they are innocent, but there's a 3rd man who says he is the killer and that he acted alone. The prosecutors call him a liar. But so far, 3 high-level law enforcement officials have quit their jobs to protest the handling of the case. They believe that the man currently scheduled to die in 5 weeks is innocent. In early 1983, an offer of a $10,000 reward led investigators to a man named Alex Hernandez. Hernandez had a reputation for trying to impress people and told police he'd been driving around drinking with several men who had talked about a murder.
Well, Rick was talking to the guys. They were passing like a bottle around.
Okay.
And he was talking to him, and he said something about some
You got a
little girl.
last name, Alex?
No, I don't know his last name.
Hernandez had an IQ of 76 and was known around his neighborhood as Crazy Alex. His criminal record listed only 1 previous arrest for misdemeanor theft.
He was crying. I seen him crying.
Hernandez named names, but only one provided a possible link to the murder.
Yeah, well, they
Steve Buckley owned a pair of boots that closely approximated the boot print found on the front door of the Nicarico home. Buckley became a suspect, and police began to think Alex Hernandez knew more than he was telling.
Here was somebody who told us about sitting in a car. We figured maybe now he's just trying to shift the guilt away from from himself, and maybe he's involved. So he was a prime suspect. So to see what we could find out, we arranged for him to sit down with a person that he would know of who was a burglar out of Aurora.
Police put Hernandez in a room with a man he knew from his neighborhood nicknamed Penguino.
Alex, what you doing here? He's helping us out.
Penguino was told to pretend he knew who had murdered another child. Police got Hernandez to cooperate by telling him he was a junior deputy who would get $10,000 in reward money if he convinced Penguino to talk.
All right, just put it up between you, or you can take it home. I don't care. Somebody come up with something today.
A detective listened in the hallway outside.
We figured that would be a perfect way, if he knew anything. Hopefully all it was is to get out some information that he was holding back. Hopefully he would talk easier to his peer, somebody that he knew.
That's all, man.
The meeting, conducted partly in Spanish, turned into a boasting contest. Penguino claimed he knew about the murder of a young boy. Hernandez claimed he knew about the Nicarico murder. Hernandez even bragged he could show police the crime scene. He said, "I was there. I didn't kill her, but I held her down." Police would later drive throughout Naperville with Hernandez, hoping he could identify the Nicarico home or the crime scene.
If we didn't run out of gas, we'd probably still be riding. We never found anything. He never could take us anyplace. He rode around and rode around looking at houses and places that he hoped would be it, I think. But he never could take us to that place.
whatever you're craving. And whenever you're craving it, DoorDash has the restaurants you want, delivered to your door, wherever your door happens to be. Download DoorDash, the most restaurants across America. First order $0 delivery fee.
Back to school shopping? Burlington, help me.
We're not shopping at 10 different stores.
And we're not spending a fortune.
Burlington has everything they love for back to school.
Look at us.
We get it all without shopping all over town, and I save a ton.
I've got everything for my dorm room.
Cool shoes! And when they look great, they feel great. And who knows? They may actually have more confidence in school. I love the brands. I love the deals.
Back to school. Problem solved.
We love Burlington!
Rolando? Cruz?
Yeah.
Police. I'd ask you a couple questions.
I ain't do nothing.
Regardless, police followed the other leads Hernandez had given.
Detective Cruzell and Detective...
One led to a man named Rolando Cruz.
Name has come up in...
Cruz was 19 years old, unemployed, and surviving on $75 a month in food stamps. He had been arrested on 2 occasions, once for trespassing, once for theft.
Alex Hernandez?
I know him, but I don't think I was him or anything.
Yeah? When was the last time you saw him?
They asked me about Alex.
No?
I told them that I knew what he looked like, his name, but I didn't know him specifically. I didn't hang around with him or anything like that.
Well, we have reason to suspect that Alex was involved in the Carrico murder?
Never heard of it.
So you don't know about the reward?
I ain't don't know about no reward neither.
You hear about the reward?
I ain't hear about none neither.
No.
Tempted by the reward money, both Rolando Cruz and Alex Hernandez began to feed police a series of tidbits in the murder of Janine Nicarico.
$10,000.
In the process, they implicated
The
themselves.
arrest and conviction of the offender.
1 year passed from the date of Janine's death. There's no, the investigation was going nowhere. There was an election that was coming up. And I just believe that the police took whoever was convenient and whatever evidence, no matter how implausible it was, no matter how weak it was, and said, let's bring a criminal prosecution against these people.
On March 8, 1984, a grand jury indicted Hernandez, Cruz, and Steve Buckley on 36 counts including murder, rape, and deviant sexual assault. Once the indictments were handed in, John Sam expected the defendants to roll on each other. To his surprise, it didn't happen.
It was kind of like the air was out of the balloon then. I mean, that was it. It was like we threw our last trump card, hoping that something was going to come from it, and it never did. It felt like right then and there it's time to go on and find someone else. It kind of like at that point put it in my mind that these guys just weren't involved.
Despite resistance from his superiors, Sam continued investigating on his own. Finally, in December of 1984, 1 month before the 3 men went on trial, Sam handed in his resignation and cleaned out his desk.
Good luck, Sam.
The real killer was still out there, in my opinion, and we, the police, weren't looking for him. If we weren't looking for him, that meant nobody was looking for him. And therefore, he was still out there, and he could either kill again, or he just gets away with it. And that, to me, was the worst part of this whole thing.
In January of 1985, Alex Hernandez and Rolando Cruz were convicted of Janine Nicarico's murder. Steve Buckley's trial ended in a hung jury, and the prosecution would eventually decide not to retry him. Alex Hernandez and Rolando Cruz were sentenced to die for the murder of 10-year-old Janine Nicarico. 6 months later, police found the body of 7-year-old Melissa Ackerman in a drainage ditch in Kane County, Illinois, right next to DuPage County. Like Janine, she had been abducted and raped. 5 days after Melissa was found dead, a man under arrest for 3 other sexual assaults was charged with her murder. His name was Brian Dugan. The arrest of Brian Dugan soon cast considerable doubt on the convictions of Rolando Cruz and Alex Hernandez. Dugan wanted to cut a deal, but refused to formally confess without guaranteed immunity from the death penalty. However, to his attorney, he admitted raping and killing 3 people: Melissa Ackerman, a 27-year-old nurse named Donna Schnorr, and Janine Nicarico.
How did you leave the body? In other words, like what position? All right.
Dugan refused to talk directly to the authorities. Commander Ed Sosowski of the Illinois State Police came up with a list of questions about the Nicarico case and gave them to Dugan's attorney.
Right. How you doing? Got a couple of questions. What kind of a car were you driving on February 25th of '83?
On 83, I was driving a green Volare.
Green?
Yeah.
According to Dugan, on the day Janine Nicarico was murdered, he did not go to work. His employer confirmed his absence. Dugan said he prowled through Naperville, smoking marijuana. Sometime in the early afternoon, he knocked on the front door of the Nicarico home.
I need to borrow a screwdriver.
Sorry, I'm not allowed to open the door for strangers. Try next door. Sorry.
Okay.
In point after point, Dugan's description matches the evidence. Dugan claimed that he bound and gagged Janine. He described the sheet in which he wrapped her. Remembered he had taken time to wipe his fingerprints from the doorknob. He also said he was wearing the same brand of boots that matched the print found on the Nicarico door. Dugan described driving Janine to the Illinois Prairie Path. There he claimed he raped her, beat her with a tire iron, and left her. Dugan's story also matched the testimony of two tollway workers who had reported seeing a white man driving a green car on the day of the murder. Dugan remembered seeing the man and said that as he drove out of the park, he almost got stuck trying to turn around. His car had tires that were consistent with the tire prints left at the crime scene.
Where do you think he's going?
He said, I did it, and here is how I did it, and here are the details of what I did, and he said it in such a way as to permit the Illinois State Police to corroborate each and every of the 50 or so details he gave to Commander Sosowski and prove that he and he alone did the crime.
A polygraph test given by the Illinois State Police indicated that Dugan was telling the truth.